Today we are going to have a story time, and this is a story time about starting over, especially for immigrants. When you are immigrant and whatever country you are from, you want to make a journey from your country to another country. In this context, I'll be using the United States as an example. So it can be a family, husband, wife, and children, or a single mother and a child, a single father with a child. And sometimes it can be individual. Whether you are an individual or you come as a family, obviously you are starting over. So let's make a look about this journey of someone to start over. What are the things? And in this case, I will be pointing out some of the things I went myself in this journey. For those who do not know me, my name is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, and I go by the word EBM or the company EBM, as a brand is EBM. I'm originally born and raised in Tanzania, and I have been in the United States for the past 16 years. In the year 2012, I became the citizen of the United States of America. So I'm going to provide the journey of myself as an individual, but this is an example of the journey of so many other immigrants are going through. I'm going to look at, starting with the decision of relocating, decision to move from one country to another. What are the circumstances one person might have? What were my situations? My reasons might be different from yours. What are the reasons for leaving your country to go to another country? What are the impact of that decision from emotional point of view, but also the planning, preparation itself to say, I'm going to this particular country. We are going to look about the journey itself, the departure from your homeland to a brand new country. What is your travel experience? Some people, they travel with money. Some people don't have enough money. Some people, maybe, depending on the country they are going, they get lost. Some people, it's their first time. My case, I will explain, it was my first time to get into the plane to come to the United States. So each person has a different travel experience. And then you arrive into that brand new country. What are the initial challenges you are going to face? What is your first impression, either of you as an individual or as the family, when you arrive in the new country? What is your first cultural shock into that country? What are the initial struggles you as individual, you as an immigrant, you are going to face? How do you prepare yourself before coming, but now you are experiencing these struggles? And then we are going to look into adapting into a new country and building a new life. How are you going to integrate yourself into a new culture, new society? If you come with the children, how are you going to raise children in a brand new culture? What about children's education and your involvement? How are you going to find a new community of either the native people of that country, the citizens of that country, but also the supporting, finding a community among immigrants, for instance, if you want to do that? And what is your dream for the future in that country? This, you have to go back to reasons why you relocate to that particular country. So it's a lot of things in between when you are going to do a reflection on starting over. Why am I saying this is a starting over? It's because when you decided to move from your country, to a brand new country, especially from the developing countries to a developed world. You are moving from Nigeria to the United States, moving from Ghana to England, moving from Tanzania to, let's say, Germany, moving from Kenya to Finland, whatever country you are going. Remember, you are moving from a country from different cultural background, different, you had your work, you had everything. Now you are going to start over just with sometimes with the 2 luggage you have. Is a completely starting over of your career. Maybe you are at this point, maybe you are already senior personnel in your company or in the company you are working. You are already a manager, you are already a supervisor. Do you know what is the minimum age of people who are coming to the United States of America? Recently, in the last 10 years, majority of people who are coming to the United States, the average age is between 30 to 35 years old. That is the age average of people who are coming to the United States. Why is that? It's because majority of people nowadays are using a lot of professional immigration pathways, are coming to do masters, are coming to do doctorate, are coming here for professional work, even for other work. But people are not coming just for high school. They're not. So majority of people are coming here are already in, we can say, in their prime of sometimes of their career, or they are starting off, their job is taking up, things of that nature. For me, I came to the United States. I just finished university. So around the time of 26 years old is when I came to America. So I can say I was not like already at the prime, having a lot of work experience. So for me, it was easy. Finishing university, while I was doing my university bachelor's degree at the University of Dar es Salaam Political Science and Language Studies, in the the first semester of the final year, I already got the program to come to America. The second year, I already confirmed even the date to travel to come to America. So I knew I'm going to finish the final exam on 28th of May, 2008. And on 15th of August, I'll be traveling to come to the United States. But the majority of people are not that way. That means you are coming just to start whatever. Majority of people already, maybe they had a job, maybe they had business, maybe they have family, maybe they already have car, maybe they already have a house, maybe they have a plot of land. In my case, I didn't have any of those. I didn't. So for me, I got my luggage that way. I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have anything. I was coming to start the life that way. But majority of people, they have to leave certain assets. Yes, I have family. I had parents, I had brothers, I have sisters, I have friends. But when it comes to the emotional part, it was not bigger than the person who is leaving the wife, he's leaving the husband, who is leaving a child, to say, I'm relocating to a brand new country. So on the emotional part, it will be different from a person to a person. But just take assumption, take an example of someone, maybe has won the diversity visa lottery. He's 45 years old. The person has already have a house or has something. You already have a degree. You already have maybe diploma, but you have been working. You have been respected in your community. And you are coming to the United States of America. You are going to England. You are going to another country. Basically, you are going to start over. Your work experience in your country will not translate directly. If you are accountant, you come here, you want to do CPA again. You are coming here, you are you have to take the bar exam. You are coming here, you are something you need to get the license. You are a teacher, you have to do a license. You are a nurse, you have to do an examination to get registered nurse here. So sometimes your degree might not be 100% transferable direct to the workforce. You have 5-7 years of work experience. It will not matter most of the time to get direct work experience and start another job. So you are a supervisor, you are a manager, you are coming here, you are going to start working on the unskilled job, despite you had a good experience. Yes, you might not have maybe the payment you are getting might not be a lot like you compared, but here, but remember the level for work, life, cost of living might be different, but the respect you had in your community, that is the first thing you have to go through when you are going to start over. You have to prepare your mindset that I'm going to a brand new country. I have to accept I'm going to work maybe in the warehouse. I'm going to work as a dishwasher. I'm going to work as a cleaner. I'm going to work as whatever this way. And the person who might be my supervisor might be a 17-year-old person or 20-year-old person who's just high school or who is just dropped out but has been working here for 4 years. And I'm brand new. I have my master's degree, but you have to humble yourself. So starting over it means it's starting over. Starting over from your career. You come here, yes, you know you speak good English from your country. You speak here, oh, someone cannot understand your accent. That is another challenge. You have to get used. Maybe you come from a country where you are colonized by British, so you are used to British English, and you come to America. Even if you are speaking, you are used to British English, you are going to England, the accent you cannot understand when they speak like David Beckham is another challenge. So there are so many things you have to go through when you are going to say starting over to a brand new country. For me, I didn't have certain things because, yes, I've been working here and there while I was studying, but finishing bachelor degree and I come here, I came under a program as a Fulbright scholar. My first job was to teach at the university. So it was different for me. I came to teach Swahili language in the African culture at the university level. Yes, while I was teaching, I was working at Pizza Hut making pizza. But still, it's different from kind of that. But let's say I went to do my master's degree. Even if I have master's degree from here, you don't have much of the work experience here. So I had to work in the warehouse with your master's degree from America. You have to work as a cleaning person, maybe at the warehouse, cleaning the toilets. You have to pay bills. You have to get work experience. And when we talk about work experience, we don't mean that you must get a very high paying position. There are certain things they are looking at when they talk about work experience. They are looking at things like, let's give an example. Are you coming to work on time? Are you team player if you have a team? Are you complaining all the time? Do you respect your supervisor? Do you come with new ideas? Think out of the box. How do you value that company you are working? Are you concerned about the resource of that company? So when one company is calling the supervisor of the job you are working before, they are not just look like how much this person was paid, whatever. They are looking into certain things if you will be able to be a trustworthy person, a person they can rely on. So no matter the position you are going to start with, that is not a position or job title you'll continue to have for the rest of your life. It is a transitional time for you to go on as a start over. So you have to put down your ego. Oh, in my country, I was this and this and this. You are not in your country now. You have to start over. That's how it is. You have to go back to look on why, what are the reasons for you to want to relocate to another country. Millions of people are moving from one country to another. We have seen even people from Europe, people from US are moving, going to Africa. They have their own reasons. But the number is different from people from developing countries. People from Africa, people from Asia, try to go to Europe, coming to America, going to Canada. We see the number is huge. But each person has different reasons. One person might just I want to go there to visit, see this country, experience, and then go back to my home country. Another person, I want to go there to study, get the good education, get good work experience for 1-2 years, then come back, work. Another person, I want to go there, find ways to work, get a lot of money, whatever, save more money, come to my country, start a company, or invest in agriculture, invest in a business. That's someone want that. Another person, I want to go there and live permanently in that country. That was my reason. That was my dream. But for me, it was not just at the age, at the university, make that decision. I made that decision while I was still at the university level. I mean, I was still standard 5 primary school, that this is what I'm going to do. So arriving at the university, already I know what I'm going to do. I started in my blog to share about scholarships, ways to go to Europe, ways to go to America. Since 2007, I was a second year at the University of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. At the time, most of the social media, Facebook was starting, there was high five. No, YouTube was not a thing, was just posting video here and there of the cats laughing. I had a blog sharing this information. So what I'm doing right now is not just, because social media. I've been doing this one a long time ago. But for me, it was a dream, childhood dream, and I was focused since then to go to America. Thankful, after finishing the university right away, I came to America. There are some people, maybe because of the economy, or because they know from a friend, maybe because they want a certain opportunity, or they want to expand their education, whatever reason they have, but majority of people are using economic reason why they want to move from their country to relocate to another country. So if those are the circumstances, those are the reasons, never forget those reasons, because those reasons will be the driving force for you to be able to succeed in these countries. Those reasons will be the one to make sure that you don't mess up at all. Why? Because you'll be able to go back and reflect and be hungry all the time to be able to succeed in these countries. Those are the reasons will make you, even if you want to do adjustment, even if you want to be more adapting to these countries, not to forget yourself and you will think that you are Black American. You start to, like, if the let's say the weed is allowed to be smoking in this particular state, you start to smoking because it's allowed. No, don't do those crazy stuff. Don't lose yourself just because you want to fit in. Remember why you came here. Remember you left people in your country. Remember you left your family, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your nephew, your whatever, your uncle, your auntie, whatever. So you have people around you. And we know we are from Africa. The person is a person through other people. You have other people, whether you like it or not. And while you are here, your success is not your success, it's the success of your family, is the success of your relatives, is the success of your country, is the success of your region. If you're from West Africa, it will be you see Nigerians, when they come here, they succeed. You give the entire country. People from West Africa, they do. Or people from Kenya, people from Tanzania, then you are going to give these immigrants from Africa, they come here, they are no joke, they work so hard. So it's a benefit of all. And if you mess up, these lazy people from Africa, you give bad name to all of us. So remember the hungry reasons why you came here. The reason for you to leave your country to go to another country. Never lose yourself, never forget yourself. So, when you are starting planning, the preparation, getting the visa processing, packing, saying goodbyes, all those kind of things, you have to find out what type of visa you want to get. Which immigration pathway are you using? Because there are certain ways, if you use them, you'll be allowed to work. Some you are not allowed to work. So I'm not going into the visa type and all those kind of things in this video. So let's assume you go in a country, you are going to be a student, you are going to be employed, you are going to whatever. You are going to that particular new country. What is your first impression of that country after arriving in that country? What was my first impression arriving in America? For me, the biggest cultural shock, there are two things: the impression I had and the cultural shock. The impression I had is now I'm going to fulfill my life dream, my childhood dream. I'm going to succeed. There are so many people, their dream is to come to America, but they didn't plan what will be the next move after arriving in that country. Yes, I'm excited to be in this country, but every single day I'm living, I live in that country, is the day is going to be deducted from the visa duration. So for me, yes, my first impression, wow, this is America, but am I going to stay here? Because I came under a visa, which was 10-month program. I have to stay permanently here. So I had to find a way. This first month, I applied 25 universities. And I started to look like for other programs which I can be able to stay here. The first impression, wow, everything I dreamed about America, I see those kind of things. So it was not a bad thing for me to have all the reasons, all the sacrifice, every determination I had. I say, man, yes, this is what I was expecting. This is what I found. So my next job was to make sure that I'm continuing to be here legally. That was my next move. My first impression, wow, is this? I'm in the place where I'm expecting. It was my first time to travel out of my country. It was my first time to be in the plane. It was 2008. Not like now you can fly within your country. You have been to all these 5-star hotels in your country. You have this experience of all these different Western food restaurants nowadays. You can have pizza, you can have whatever, macaroni and cheese. All those things nowadays it's possible. Back in the time I was coming, all these things were not in my country. So you are coming for the first time. Everything is brand new. Wow, it was huge. I'm arriving on the first place I'm arriving in America was Los Angeles, California. I arrived in LA, then I went to San Francisco at Stanford University for 1 week orientation at Stanford. Wow, everything in America, man, it was something you can ever imagine. Then after 1 week orientation, obviously I have to go to my state. I was assigned to teach, was Marshall University in West Virginia. I think I have let me find. I have this is the newspaper for the school. It's called the so it says Tanzanian professor inspires students, page number 6, which if you go and look on page number 6, this was me. The entire page when I arrived at Marshall University. So it says from Tanzania to Marshall University, a University of Tanzania student, Ernest Makulilo, once he thought studying in America wasn't an option for him. But when he was impressed by advisors' worldly experiences, he knew it was time to look for scholarships into the unknown. Now in the United States, he uses his knowledge from Africa to teach and inspire Marshall students. So this is the entire thing explaining in detail about me. And inside here, there is more information somewhere here. So I've been a couple times into a lot of newspapers, whatever. So I was fully committed to work a lot when I arrived. So my impression was, you come from there, teaching is different. You come here, now you were supposed to teach at the university. You see all this technology. It was fantastic. I had nothing to complain. Obviously, you arrive here, it was in the month of August. The sun is going to have, the darkness comes around 8, around 9 in the evening. It is crazy. But the first cultural shock I had for me, obviously, was the poverty also, because I was in the West Virginia to see the other side of poverty. Obviously, that was something to look that way. Obviously, about food, about other things, they were just strange here and there in that particular way. So each immigrant had a different cultural shock. For you, you are coming now, you might not have similar cultural shock. Yours might be different, maybe how Black people are talking. If I arrived there the first time, you see black people talking, say, oh, are these people are doing some rap or what? Or they are talking, but they are talking, but it's just like they rap. Like when you see 50 Cent is going to rap, or Snoop Dogg is going to rap, that's how they talk. So it was impressive. At the same time, you just laugh when they laugh, but you don't understand what they talk to you. So there are so many things you have to learn. When someone is calling you over the phone, sometimes it's very complicated to talk over the phone at the beginning. When you arrive here, you used to talk to someone face to face, but on the phone, it was it was different experience, because in Africa, most of the time, you don't have experience to have someone with their first native language is English talking to you over the phone. When you talk to maybe consular officer or a friend who is American or British, you talk to them most of the time just like this one, not over the phone. So that was a little bit another challenge for some people. So initial struggles can be language. Some people, they go to countries in German. Most of the places they speak German. You go to Denmark, they speak Danish. You go to Norway, they speak Norwegian. So sometimes it can be the language that way. Sometimes initial struggles, if you have family, it can be raising children. You come with your children from another country. Here's another country. The way you discipline your children might be different. The way you take your children will be different. The way the kids are learning in school might be different. And now, with these challenges about LGBT, sometimes they put crazy movies or crazy things in the teaching curriculum. So you have to be involved. Compared to our countries, you might not be too much involved. Here, you don't have, even if you have, you might not have a maid, house boy, house girl, whatever, you don't have that one. If you are married, or even if you are single, then you decide to date, let's say, someone in America, the relationship might be different. If you are a man, you come with how a man in Africa is, here might be different. How you go to date a person, how you get married, what are the responsibilities between a man and a woman, expectation for you as a husband to also help cleaning, washing dishes, changing diapers for the children. Expectation might be different. So initial struggles are no joke. So every time when you are here or in any foreign country, it's a learning process. Sometimes, even like someone can, let's say someone's is died, you come, oh, you know, like in Africa, oh, it's God's plan. It's not a God's plan. Here they talk differently when someone dies. So there are so many things people should be like, it's a struggle. Sometimes you might make something wrong. Sometimes how you do some reaction. Let me give you a funny story. One time when I got the full funded scholarship to go to University of San Diego, so I talked to my supervisor, one professor. So I said, oh, I have this news, because that professor has been recommending me to all these universities I'm applying. So when I showed the professor the letter of acceptance with a fully funded scholarship, I said, what? Shut up! Okay, for me, I had to keep quiet. So for them, it was expression like, wow, like it can't. But for me, like when you say shut up, whatever. So for them, like, oh, what's going? So there are certain things, it's just, you're still learning. There are certain expression, someone can use it, it's completely out of you, you didn't know. So there are so many things. But the biggest struggle can be going to these jobs, getting a job, interviewing, starting a job, to go to the work with the food. You have to, you cannot go like in Africa, sometimes you go and eat in the restaurant. Here, you cannot afford to eat in the restaurant every single day. You have to carry the leftover from home, go and eat, and you cannot start getting your ugali, getting your fufu, getting your pilau, getting your fish, getting your sardines, and the things they're going to smell, the food in the entire thing. There are certain things like how we make fish in Africa, we don't see like this, but the smell for other culture might not be appropriate. So you have to know which food will be good to bring someone, so that if you put in the microwave, you cannot make a smell in microwave. You cannot use your palm oil and make a splash in microwave. So there are so many things you have to be learning every single day. It's a new environment, new culture, completely. But this adjustment should not be for you to start like changing yourself. There are some people, I know there is one guy, from Africa. If you talk to him, you do not know if he's talking to other people, he's talking to you in English. You think this guy was born, raised in maybe in certain black neighborhood. He's talking like and pretending like exactly like black people. The way, but then you talk to him in Swahili, he's talking like a normal person. Like this is like you came here at the age of 27, and you have been here 6 months, 1 year, and you are starting talking like a black American. So there are certain things like, yes, when you say adjustment, it doesn't mean that now you have to be, you start to become fake. You want to be like more blacker than black American, no. So initial struggles are real, but all these struggles should not go to make you inferior. It is part of the process. Even if you bring an American to go to live in Ghana, we'll have the struggles. We'll have the cultural shock. We'll have different impression. We'll have different ways on how to adjust. When the electricity goes off, they might have this. So there are certain struggles too. But it is your responsibility to start learning as soon as possible. You have to learn certain type of law, certain type of things. You can be used in your country. You can go and pee across the road. You have been used to take a piece of paper and throw whatever on the side of the road. In Kigali, you cannot do that. In Rwanda. In America, you cannot do that. In most of the Western world, you cannot do that. You can be like by throwing a piece of paper. If they get caught, sometimes you can be punished. Fine for $300, $700, depending. You cannot start drinking and driving. In our African countries, most of the countries, someone going to wake up because of the traffic jam is starting drinking, first of all, like 3 beers, then you are going to drive. You cannot do here. The life sometimes it might be more indoor than just going to your friend and just chill out all the time. It's not more outdoor, it's more indoor life. So there are so many things. There are things that might be not common. The issue of depression in our countries, we don't see as a big deal. You are here, you are lonely, you are depressed. You don't have more people to talk to. You cannot just go and show up to your neighbor. Your financial difficulties is on you. Go and borrow the money from the bank. You cannot go and start asking for the neighbor or friend, just give me the money. Sometimes you don't have those friends. So there are so many struggles when you come here. But this is one thing I want you to learn. Try to find people who can be able to help you, whether it's a community, friends. But when you're going to be that way, be careful. Not everybody should be your friend just because it's from Africa, just because you eat the same type of food, just because you talk about football together, just because both Manchester United fans or both Real Madrid fans. So have friends from your country. Have friends from other regions. Have friends from that country. If you're in England, have the British people as your friends. Have African people as your friends. Have Asian people as your friends. But not too many. The people who you can have something which is real and someone who can say, this is my friend. Because me as in Tanzania, not all Tanzanians are my friends. Even here, not all Tanzanians are my friends who are here. There are few people I can have some problem, I can talk to, I can trust them, they can share something with me, I can share something with. So not everybody should be your friend. So integration, finding a person, finding a community, you have to start those things very early. Learning about financial issues, investment, retirement, all those kind of things, you have to learn as soon as possible. That is another mistake. People are arriving in these countries, and one part, maybe I will go to live in my country. Another part, maybe I will live here. So you are starting building a house in your country where you are not going to stay in that country maybe for 5 years. And if you go, you're going for that for 2 weeks. Why are you building that house? Just to have them, or I have just a house in my country, which you are not living there, and you are going to have another problem. So make a decision. Am I here or I'm there? I mean, let me start thinking about investing, buying a new house, having a brand new car, having investment, retirement plans. What are my plans? If I'm planning to retire there, but let me get something here if I'm going to retire there. If I'm going to start a business in my home country, whatever business, supervision, but don't just send the money. A lot of people have been going to have a problem when they do something like that. So you have to figure out the end goal. What is your plan? What is your dream for the future? Don't stay here after 8 years. Oh, I was planning to go to retire in Nairobi, or in Kisumu, Kenya, or in Accra, Ghana, or in Dodoma, Tanzania. Now I want to retire in LA. While you don't have any retirement plan. So make sure you start figuring the retirement plan, learning about how do you invest, how do you buy stocks, how do you buy some insurance. You are here, you want to be buried in your country. Why can't you find a way to buy insurance, which if you die, they will be able to take your body to that country? So there are certain things you have to figure out very early. You have children here. Are you going to teach everything about America, or there are certain things about your country you are going to teach about them? So you have to figure out, there are so many things. And if you get married to someone from another culture, you are here, for instance, myself, I'm married to someone who's in America. I have to take good things in America, I have to take good things from Africa. Not everything in Africa are the best. Not everything from American culture are the best. No. So you have to create your own family culture. Things which you are truly believing in. Religion helps. So there are so many things you are supposed to look into, those kind of things. So, but if I have said you remember where you are from, don't forget yourself. The reason why you locate will keep yourself hungry. Keep yourself to have sometimes even 2 or 3 jobs while you are young. Because once you are going to be 50, you're going to be 60, you cannot work 15 hours a day or 20 hours or whatever. You are not going to do that. But while you are new, you are so hungry, do all those kind of things. Don't overspend. Start doing some of the plans for the future. Those are kind of the things you need to look at that way. But overall, immigrants are have better chance of succeeding because you have a certain place you can compare. You remember where you're from. You don't take these things for granted. But overall, don't forget the people where you are from. If they ask a question, how did you go to America? How did you go to Germany? How did you go to Australia? How did you go to New Zealand? Don't tell, oh, you know, it's God. Tell them, yes, it's God, but I applied for this scholarship. This is how I got it. Here's the link. You are here. A new person has arrived here. Oh, man, you are here. Make sure don't do this, don't do this. This place have a job, which they start with $17 per hour. If you apply, make sure you go to do this way. Don't make this mistake because I was fired because of this mistake. Tell someone the mistakes you have done. Make sure they are not going to do those mistakes. Oh, there is a link at the lottery. Post a link for people to go there. Don't be a block for people to succeed because you don't want a new person or someone to come here or someone is a brand new, you give a wrong information. That is witchcraft. So make sure whatever you are going to do, you are there. Even if you are not going to talk like me, just share a link. Okay, I do not know much, but for me, I came here, you say, through this program, here's the link. Just go and read and ask the question from the website. I'm not, but some people even to say how they came, how they started their life, they don't want to share. Even if it's offline, I'm okay, man, can you tell me about credit score? Credit score is just okay. Tell them what are the tricks you know so that they can succeed. The success of one immigrant is the benefit of all immigrants, just to have a positive life here, to make a good bridge for newcomers, not to struggle, not to have the mistakes we have done. So when you come here to start over, is it really starting over? The time is going so fast. That way, make sure you are in the position where you are in a speed, very committed, determined. You have no room for unnecessary mistakes. You have no room to drink and drive. You have no room to avoid child support. You come here, in Africa, I can have impregnated 3 women and I cannot take care of them. Here, you'll go to jail if you don't pay child support. So, please, avoid, you don't have room for unnecessary mistakes. Don't do drugs. Don't do unnecessary crimes. You will come to regret. So, those are some of the things I want to share with you when you are going to see a journey of an immigrant. If you are in another country, you are brand new, in a comment, can you share even one paragraph? How did you come? How were you able to go to that country? What has been the biggest thing, if you have to advise? If someone new comes to that country you are, what will be the single lesson or one of important lesson or one thing you say, you are coming here, what you have to do this or you have to avoid 1, 2, 3. Can you please share your experience here as immigrant? And if you are planning to go to locate to another country, what lesson have you learned from all these minutes I've been talking today? Let me know. I believe into a situation where we'll be able to impact other people. As immigrants, we can be able to have struggles, but no matter what, we'll be able to succeed. Our stories are not our stories, are the lessons from others to avoid the mistakes, to learn the challenges, to make a bridge for others who are coming into these years or later to be able to succeed. So don't just become a block for any immigrant to succeed. You'll be a wizard. You'll be no difference from any person in Africa with juju not doing, with bad intentions for someone to succeed. So that is a starting over an individual or a family's journey to a new country. And in this case, for me, into the United States of America. I had that experience. I've seen learning from other people. I'm trying to avoid the mistakes from other people have done. The mistakes I've done, I want to teach you to avoid those mistakes. The last thing I usually tell someone, whenever they come into these countries, if you come in this country, have what it's believed that I can be at the top of the chain. I can become a governor. I can become a mayor. I can become a congressman. I can become a billionaire. Even if you don't reach that way, but put your bars very high. Don't have, oh, I'll be working here at the warehouse for the next 20 years. If it happens, it happens. There is nothing wrong. But keep your bars high so that you can have the room of going up all the time. That's what I want you to have in the overall lesson. And that means our children will have that drive to go even further from what we have attained. Any question for me? The last thing I want for you to do is to make sure that you go to my website, which is www.ebmscholars.com. If you go to that website, there are so many immigration pathways you will be able to see. Into those pathways, you will be able to see will be immigration opportunities. You'll be able to see them. You'll be able to see some of the ways someone can be able to use to go to these countries. So there are so many things, but also there is an app, EBM Scholars app. If you go to the app, also the app will be having so many things where you'll be able to see what are the things which are available. So EBM Scholars website, then you can be able to see the email, ebm@ebmscholars.com. On the email, you can write the email, or you can scroll down on the website and you can be able to see there are some courses, there are free courses and there are paid courses. There are services which we offer if you want to come through education, through community colleges, you want to come through funded scholarships, you want to come through temporary work visa, you want to do bachelor, master's, doctorate. You want to come through green card lottery. We are helping those people. We want to come through visiting. You want to go through conferences, internships, summer camp. You want to have one-on-one meeting with me. I can give some one-on-one consultation. All those kind of things are there. You want to donate to say thank you, EBM, for what you are doing. You can click on the donate button, or you go there, download the app. You'll be able to see the app, EBM Scholars app, and all those kind of things you'll be able to see on my website. But again, don't forget to download the EBM Scholars app. On the app, at the moment, we have the Android app, but in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be having the app in iOS or iPhone. I use iPhone, so I prefer to have the app into iOS. So those are the things I want you to make sure that you pay attention to and you share the information to other people. Make sure that other people are going to learn something. Tag someone, send this link to someone. Maybe they can learn something in one or another. Don't be those people after arriving in America, after arriving in Europe, after arriving in Canada. You ask, how did you go? Oh, you know, life here is very, very difficult. Just stay there in Nigeria. Just stay there in Cameroon. Just stay there in Djibouti. Stay there in Tanzania. So if life is very difficult in these countries, why are you still in that country? Why can't you go back to your home country if this is difficult life? Oh, don't come here. People are killing one another with a gun. If that's the case, why are you still here? Why can't you go back to your country? Just tell someone, yes, life is difficult, but this is how you can be able to do. In order to survive, you can have 2 jobs, or you can go to the state, which is not very much expensive. You can be able to do that. Give someone, yes, it's expensive, but this is able, you can be able to do. Don't say, oh, this is very difficult. Just stay there in Tanzania. You know, Tanzania has very good life. You can be doing agriculture. Why can't you go back to Tanzania? Why can't you go back to Kenya? Why can't you go back to Rwanda? Why can't you go back to Angola? Why can't you go back to South Africa? Why can't you go back to Philippines? Why can't you go back to Japan, whatever country you are from? If you are here, that means you are still here. That means no matter what, you are benefiting from this life. So don't tell people that life is difficult, they don't need to come. If it's difficult, you cannot afford it. Go back too. Show the example. So let other people, let's be the bridge. Let's not be the people who are discouraging others to be able to come to these countries. Let's not be wizard and witch people. Those are the things we need to avoid. So tag someone, share this information. We can share the comedy. We share the clips about soccer. We share about music, Davido, Diamond, Alikiba, whatever, all these famous Wizkid, the giant Burna Boy. We share all those clips. Why can't you share good opportunities? Why can't you share in the WhatsApp group good information? If you see an opportunity, whether I post or someone else post, share into your group. Let's also share other things beyond this comedy, beyond entertainments. Let's share jobs opportunities. Let's share links about scholarships. Let's share about links about different opportunities, conferences. Share about opportunities for agriculture, about investment, about loans, about business, whatever. Let's share good things, good resources as information-wise. That is very, very important. Whether you are immigrant, whether you are not, don't be someone who is blocking another person to succeed. You cannot block someone's blessing. You cannot block someone's God's plans, like their destiny to become so and so, and you're going to block them. Don't block. Just be a bridge, and God will bless you even more. So thank you so much. Until next time, this is EBM, Ernest Boniface Makulilo, talking from Missouri, United States of America. Goodbye.